All right, it's time. I've been grinding for a long time. Y'all know that. And it's time I achieve one of my long lost goals. All right, I want 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. I'm a little more than 30,000 away. So please, Pharaohs, help me run my sub count up in the month of September. If you watch this video, please subscribe to my channel. I want to hit 30,000 subscribers in 1 month to get to 100K. Again, we can do this, Pharaohs. I trust in my Pharaohs. Y'all done held me down and paid my bills for over a year, and I know we can do this together. We've been through a lot. The grind ain't never stopped, and we going forward in the month of September. I need about 30,000 subscribers in the month of September to achieve this goal. I'm finna grind my behind off to get to it. I know we got it in us. Thank y'all so much for the time, love, support. We finna do something amazing and have our moment by the end of September. 30,000 subscribers in 1 month. Let's go. Yo, here's the sad thing about the Carmelo Anthony trade news. Melo wants to get to Houston so bad to play with his friends, and Melo is a big location guy that it's so sad that there's a trade on the table for Carmelo Anthony right now. It's been on the table for over a month now, actually. A lot of people don't know this. A lot of people don't talk about this. The Portland Trail Blazers have had a deal on the table with the New York Knicks, excuse me, and the Knicks are pretty much agreeing on it, but nobody can go any further than that, right? Because Melo has a no-trade clause. Now, I'm happy for the brother that he has a no-trade clause, but if I were Carmelo, I would open up my options a little bit. Like, really, what's the difference between going to Houston with CP3 and James Harden or going to Portland with Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum? I'm going to be honest. If you really think about it from a basketball sense, the Portland Trail Blazers would probably be a better fit for Melo and the talents that he possesses. I think the deal is around like Mo Harkless or something like that. Honestly, the Knicks just want Melo out of there by any means. So they probably take a lowball deal. All right, think about it. Yusuf Nurkic was out for the first round against Golden State. I'm not saying that the Portland Trail Blazers would have beat the Golden State Warriors with Nurkic, but they were a totally different team in the second half of the season once they got him. They would have won a game. They would have won game 3 and maybe even game 1 in Golden State. It could have won 5 or 6 with Nurkic there. Think about it. Damian Lillard is an aggressive point guard. CJ McCollum gets his shots, but CJ, I think, would be more willing to fall in that third role more than Melo would. Because if you think about it with Houston, Melo's the third option. I don't know if he knows that or not. Think about it. Chris Paul's the point guard, so he'll have the ball in his hands enough to make himself the first or second option. He can't be the first option because he got to get the ball to James Harden. It's Harden's team. So Harden and CP3 automatically are the number 1 and number 2. Melo has to be the third option by default. You go to Portland, you make a team that was an 8 seed, and they got to the playoffs without you last year. They only get better with you. You don't trade much. Now you have a formidable 4. Right? Yusuf Nurkic is your fourth option. Melo's the second or third option. He could be the second guy behind Dame. I think then at that point, that Portland Trail Blazers team, look, I was the guy that said Kevin Durant should have considered the Portland Trail Blazers. But I mean, obviously he made a better decision and went to Golden State. I didn't know that was on the horizon at that time. But listen, if you think about it, look, Portland's just missing a third guy. They need a third guy, and you're at that point now where, I mean, the clock is ticking. What's next for Portland? They're in that no man's land that I hate in the NBA. If you're not terrible, but you're not great, you're kind of middle of the pack. I'm from Memphis, and Memphis has been in that middle of the pack for ages now, right? They're too good to get a good spot in the lottery or, you know, get a first round pick, so you can't get better through the draft. But you're still not good enough to compete with the likes of the San Antonios and Golden States and Cleveland, whatever team LeBron's on actually. So it's a very tough position to be in. Melo's not going to consider Portland because he doesn't want to live in Portland. I think that's a very vague thing when you got guys like LeBron James get dedicated his whole life to Cleveland. I know the brother is from the Ohio area, but I'm just saying, Melo, you don't have to be in a great market for your brand, my brother. Social media has changed the game. You should really consider Portland. Portland's not the worst market in the world. Their fan base is loyal. I mean, he wouldn't have to stay there for too long. He only has a couple years left on his deal. Try it out. If it doesn't work out, buy your contract out. Do whatever it takes. But Melo and Portland, they could compete for a 5 or 6 seed. I think them and Minnesota would be a good matchup. They'd be pretty much tit for tat. I'd give the edge to Minnesota with forwards, and I'd give the edge to Portland with guard play. So it'll come down to everything else. I'm just saying I think Carmelo should consider Portland, and they've had an offer on the table for ages. By the way, Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum have both shot their shot at recruiting Carmelo Anthony. And again, I try to tell y'all this all the time. Melo just lives by the beat of his own drum. Just a different guy, man. He ain't sold on a lot of things that a lot of other people are sold on. And if he ain't trying to rock out and his mind is kind of sold on Houston, he ain't going to accept it. He ain't going to wait at no trade clause. So we'll see what happens. CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard have tried to recruit Carmelo. Both, I've been told this offseason, have tried. Melo ain't budging. We'll see what happens. Subscribe to my channel for more exclusive content like this. I'm out.
I want to salute you, homie, you know, for building your own thing and doing your own thing, creating your own platform, your own website.
I got one life to live out my dreams, and I'm giving this thing all I got. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I represent the culture.
Right now, you're turning up on MrTaliaferro.com, shawty. Yeah!